Greetings, my name is Donald Burns. I'm a professional resume writer and an expert in the hidden market job search. Now, in this short video, I'm going to show you 3 things that I have learned to do over time that will eliminate 99.5% of errors in anything that I write. And you have to do these 3 things together. But especially, when I'm under deadline, racing to meet a deadline, nobody to back me up. I'm just too close to my own work to see the errors. That's true for everybody, too close to the errors. But you do these 3 things, you eliminate 99.5% of the errors. And if there's some little error left over, I don't really care because it's so small. I'm the only one who knows about it anyway. As I said, we can't see our own errors because we're so close to the subject matter that blind spots get us into trouble. The fancy scientific word for a blind spot is scotoma, and a scotoma can be physical or psychological. So what's the best way to eliminate errors? Let the copy cool. Let it cool before you show it to anybody. In other words, set your work aside for a few days. Next, check your work with fresh eyes, and you'll improve your writing 100%. All your errors will jump right off the page. But if you're out of time, if you must rush, then avoid embarrassment by following this little process before you hit the send button. Here are the 3 steps, and if you apply all 3, you'll eliminate 99.5% of errors in anything you write. And you notice, I never say 100% because there's always something. Here's step 1. It's the easiest step and one you're already doing. Everybody does the spell check, right? However, in addition to the plain spell check, there's an enhancement to spell check that few people know about. It's called the FK score. FK score can transform your writing from average to good or maybe great. And it's built right into MS Word. I'll show you how to activate the FK option. And then it's your job to Google FK and see how to apply it. It's easy. To activate the FK score, start in the upper left-hand corner of Word. First, click File. Next, there's a blue sidebar will appear. Go to the bottom and click Options. Next, on the Options box appears, click Proofing and then click Readability Statistics. So now, every time you run spell check, you'll also see the readability statistics. To interpret these statistics, Google FK score. The key idea is to keep lowering the reading level. Ideally, you want that reading level around the 5th grade. Why? Because it's super easy to read. And if it's super easy to read, then people are more likely to read it. Always make it easy for the reader. Here's a simple tactic that will improve everything you write. It's sometimes called the Barstool test. The Barstool test has many names, widely used by journalists and advertising copywriters to improve clarity and increase persuasion. The goal here is to write like you speak. Conversational language, clear and simple. And conversational does not mean slang or breezy writing. Conversational means simple language as though you're having a conversation with your reader in a bar or in Starbucks. Here's a really bad sample, sometimes called businessese. This is a highly educated MBA. He's from a top school, wrote this for his resume, but it's gibberish. You can see this sample fails the Barstool test. It's so difficult to read, you get all tripped up when you try to read it out loud. Here's how it sounds.
Significantly reduced product development cycle time and operating costs, while enhancing critical business partner relationship throughout our collective product/service supply chain.
Awful, right? By the way, the person who wrote this cannot write clearly and simply by design because he fears that readers will think he's either uneducated or unsophisticated. That sample was really bad, so it's obvious to spot the problem in that case, but often the problem is not so obvious. You might quickly glance over a piece of writing and think, wow, this looks okay, but when you read that same piece out loud, very often you'll stop in your tracks. You'll hesitate, you'll backtrack, you'll reread your own writing and try and edit yourself right in your head. And wherever you stop speaking, that's the exact point where readers stop reading. So you have to correct. Barstool test is like an x-ray for your writing. Only problem, it's extra work to read all that text out loud. especially when you're tired or you're racing to meet a deadline. I mean, imagine you've written a 2,000-word article. You're in a hurry. Very tempting to skip this step. Here's some good news. You know, about a year ago, I accidentally discovered an obscure feature in Microsoft Word. It's called Read Aloud Speech. First, find the Review tab. It's on the top ribbon. Then highlight your text. Then just click Read Aloud, and then follow along as the computer reads to you. Problems sound immediately obvious as the computer speaks.
Significantly reduced product development cycle time and operating costs, while enhancing
Test, right? If you apply both tools, spell check, Barstool, you'll catch all your errors. You'll look like a writing genius. And remember, don't be embarrassed to write simply. You know, Ernest Hemingway won a Nobel Prize in Literature for writing simply. Out of time, gotta go. But if you're struggling with a job search, a resume, anything related, please call me ASAP. I'll pull you out of that rut. Meanwhile, as always, I wish you the very best of good luck in your search.